Nobody around here believes I've got money because I haven't bought a new car. I'm still running my dad's old 16-year-old Peugeot 107. It's done 104,000 miles. It's got a new short motor. You know, the cylinder head's the original, so the camshafts, but all the rest, well, most of the pumps, the timing chain and gears are new. The rest of it, the short motor, the sump, it's all second-hand parts. Second-hand blocks, second-hand pistons and rods, second-hand crankshaft, second-hand sump. Was that the lot? I think it was. Because I built it myself, and it's lasted 24,000 miles. I didn't expect it to last that long. But it's not a mini engine. They don't tend to last long if you build them yourself. And they were all 1275s that I built, and they're too powerful for the gearbox. That's the thing with them. That gearbox was only designed for a 1 litre engine, and if you put a 1275 on them and give them a lot of welly, all the gears come loose, and that's it. The gearbox breaks. The gearbox disintegrates, and all the bits get pumped around the engine, and it wrecks the lot. So I'm quite pleased with that actually for 24,000 miles, because one of the crank pins was absolutely on the limit. If it had been any smaller, the whole thing would have had to have been reground, and the nearest place that did it was Sheffield. And how much will it cost to send a 3-stone crankshaft in the post to Sheffield, get it reground and get it back? And where'd you get the bearings from? Because the main bearings, they weren't difficult, standard ones, but standard big end shells, I got them through, I think they came from a company in Germany to a company in France, and they took at least 3 months to get. I went to the Peugeot garage and said, what do you want them for? He's blown it up. No, you don't blow them up, they're bomb-proof. Yeah, they're not. Here they are, but not all deaf old man-proof. And that was it. It blew it completely. It had I think it was 2 spun main bearings. All the bearings were black and burnt. Well, the crankshaft bearings were all black and burnt. The shells were melted. They'd spun, and there was 2 rods through the casing. One through number 1. The one in number 3 was snapped, but the hole was in number 2. You'd think somebody had stripped 2 engines, put the good parts together, reassembled it into one, put it back in the car, and sent it on to me so I could rebuild it. It's just a test, isn't it, if you ask me? And I don't know why, but when I started taking it to pieces, I looked down the back of the engine, and there was was 2 or 3 broken sensors down the back of the engine. It was like somebody had shoved a sledgehammer down the back of the engine and just smashed everything. But then when Dad took it, I said to him, there's so many lights on the dashboard, it must be a fault on the dashboard. And at that, he was gone. And he was going to Thirsk, to the races. Well, that was it. If he was going to the races, he'd gone like that. He said there was a massive bang going down the straight out of Northallerton, and it never ran quite right after that. That was one conrod going through the casing, and the other one came through on the way back down that straight. He said it just suddenly, there was a bang, it stopped dead, and it wouldn't start again. But he got it. I don't know how he parked it on the verge, but he did. And he said somebody gave him a lift home, a lift somewhere, and he got the breakdown people out to it, and they just brought it back and pushed it on the drive and left it. And well, I had a 107 at the time, but due to headlight failure, it ended up in the ditch, and that was the end of that. The headlights failed, and I knew when it landed in the ditch that I could tell by the amount of crumpling that all the panels were badly dented, and when I looked, there was both side windows were smashed, and so were both windscreens. So I took the keys out of the ignition and chucked them in the ditch, because I knew it was going to be a write-off, whatever. Because what was it worth? About 400 quid, I was told. And what was the damage? No, it was category B, I think. Any worse than that, it would have had to go straight in the crusher, and nothing would have been salvaged. But it wasn't a bad car. That had only done 54,000 miles. I'd just put a clutch in it, a new condenser on the air conditioning. I changed the bumpers, a door, complete exhaust, catalytic converter. What else was there on it? New wheels and tyres, complete new wheels and tyres. I'd spent 2,000 on it, and that was the thing. It was insured for 2,000. Well, I got the quote from the insurance. It was just a renewal, and they said they said I should insure it. They said I should insure it for 2,000. I thought, well, if you're daft enough, because if I have an accident, it's worth more to me on the insurance than it's going to be to scrap. But it wasn't deliberate, because I'd put that amount of money into it. So all I really got back was what I put into it. I mean, I've heard of people doing that for a living in hospitals and stuff, but that's the thing. You can get badly injured doing that. You can get whiplash and all sorts, can't you? Because what they usually do is they stop quickly at a junction and somebody crashes into the back of them. But you can get whiplash and all sorts doing that. And somebody did that to my niece, I think. And I think it was a convertible BMW she had. And it was some old heap that ran into the back of it. And it smashed all the boot in. And because it wasn't blocking the roads, the car that hit him, the police didn't do anything. They said, we're not interested. So they had to get it towed away, and they knew someone who repaired cars, and I think it cost her $2,500 to have it straightened out. They were going to go around to the blokes house who did it, or whoever else who did it with baseball bats, but I don't think they went that far. But what can you do? I mean, the headlights failed on my car, and that was it. It was in the ditch. There's nothing I could do about it.